Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to day 5 of the 5-day Crush Your Sugar Craving Instagram challenge. So, thank you to all of you who have stuck with me for all the 5 days. It's been great to see you all on here. And what I'm going to talk about today is setting yourself up for success with meal planning and prepping and all that kind of things, because we all have great intentions about how to stay on track with getting our protein macros so that we don't crave sugar all the time. And if you've been on here the whole time, for the past 4 days, you know that I've been harping on really aiming for 90 to 120 grams of protein per day. Easier said than done. I realize that. I have days where I don't quite hit 90, and I notice it. I notice I have more energy dips on those days. And I apologize for the chomping noise next to me. That's my big dog here. If I set him up here with a bone because down there on the floor, he was chewing and hitting my tripod, and it was going so we're gonna keep him up here. Anyway, enough about my dog. So anyway, the main thing is to say, I'm gonna give you some tips on how to set yourself up for success when you are trying to get enough protein so that your body doesn't have the big insulin swings. And we all know, we all have good intentions, but things kind of derail when we travel, when we have super busy long days, when our work schedule gets crazy and hectic, when there's extra things with the kids, when something unexpected happens and you have to be, looking after somebody, going to the hospital, just taking care of somebody who's sick. That's when everything kind of falls apart. And then you're hitting the coffee, you're grabbing the vending machine, you're, going for a sugar snack in the middle of the day just to keep you going. So, I realize it's not enough that he dropped his bone. It's not enough for me to sit here and lecture to you on how to do it. I want to give you some practical tips. So, having high protein snacks on hand at all times. So, good places to source some of those things is if you have a Costco membership. Now, that can save you money, but you have to be kind of careful how you use Costco, because we all know we go into Costco, if you've ever been to a Costco, and you say, oh, look, they got a great deal on socks. Oh, look, they have a great deal on underwear and towels. And before you know it, you've spent like $350. But I don't ever go inside a Costco because I don't like going inside a Costco. It's time out of my day. So what do? I have them deliver, and yes, I have to pay a little extra for the delivery fee, but then I put my list on there, and that is all I buy. I'm not there shopping. I'm not tempted by the newest shiny thing that they're showing, or even the practical thing like, yeah, we really do need new bed sheets, and so-and-so needs a new suitcase. It just keeps me from overspending, with the Costco impulse buys. And so if you plan ahead, you can always have, if you learn to stomach sardines, and I'm a big fan of the small fishes. Small fishes are low on the food chain. They don't bioaccumulate the chemicals and the mercury and things like that. And if you add a little mayonnaise to them, they taste great. And sure, bring breath mints, bring a toothbrush to work, rinse your mouth out if you work with the public. I work from home, so the only person that smells my fish breath is my dogs, and they don't care. So, but it's an acquired taste. So getting a big box of pack of 6 sardines, couple of those every week. They have grass-fed burgers at my Costco. I know every Costco is a little bit different, and mine, you can get a big old thing of 15 patties for like $15-20. So it's grass-fed, so it's good source. Another thing that I do is I actually do some subscriptions for some things. I get these meat crisps I've mentioned before, carnivore crisps, and they're delivered to my home. My Equip protein delivered to my home once a month. I get a bag, and you just put on subscribe, and it's automatic, and you don't have to think about it. And then you always have what you need at home with you. And the carnivore crisps are great for being when you're on the go, because nobody wants to mess with the can of sardines and all the oil and everything. So those are great. I like the ribeye ones myself, but they have all different kinds, and you can choose ones that work for you. Regular beef jerky, just like I mentioned before, you got to be careful because it could have extra sugar in it or extra preservatives in it. I've seen some that have all kinds of garbage in them. Processed meats, not my favorite thing, but the carnivore crisps, it is a brand that you can subscribe to, and I don't have a coupon code with me right now, but I'm working on getting one so that you could get a discount on your first order and see how that goes for you. So having things delivered, and then when you travel, if you have to pay a little extra for a check through, in order to have enough snacks, because you might go somewhere and they just don't have anything that really works for you. That's happened to me. And then you're kind of making allowances here, there, and everywhere on what you can and should eat. And so I always, pack some of my favorite energy bars. I buy subscribe to those with Amazon, and they come every month. I get a couple boxes, and I stick them in my suitcase along with the carnivore crisps, maybe a couple big old 6-packs of sardines, and half of my luggage is taken up with my snacks. Full disclosure, but it helps. It helps keep me going too long between meals, so that I'm not, by the time I do get to a meal, if you're on the go and you're traveling, I'm not filling up with carbs or some other thing because I'm so hungry. Because that happens, you get so hungry and you just want to eat whatever you can get your hands on. Meal prepping, you got to plan out your meals a little bit, cook more at home, and you're in control of the oils, you're in control of what exactly is in your food. He's at it again, he's moving my tripod. Anyway, you're able to really control what you eat if you cook and pack foods from home every day. And if you do occasionally go out, know that you're probably, unless you're really careful, going to be getting some seed oils. It happens. And and probably some extra sugar and sweeteners too. So pack your own food, don't just grab and go. Really plan. And some people they cook a big batch of something and then they freeze it and then they have it for when they, come home from a long day of work, and you put it in there. And that is going to help you, because when do we get sugar cravings? When we do too much caffeine, when we don't sleep enough, when we're super hungry. When we get hungry, then we're just going to grab whatever's around, chips, cookies, bread, whatever we got, we're just going to not, we're going to get out of whack, and we're going to get off our game. So a little bit of foresight, a little bit of prep, and it's going to help you save some money too, because everybody knows by now, if you cook at home, it helps you out. And Wild Pastures is the meat delivery that I use personally here in Colorado. I don't know, I think they deliver everywhere, but I'm not sure. And but there's other ones. There's Butcher Box. So if you're doing meat, it's good to know where your meat and everything is sourced, to have a good source of food, clean food, because you might go to a grocery store and all they have is factory farmed meat, which is better than nothing, I guess. I don't know. It's debatable, because they have some extra things like antibiotics and hormones that you might not want in your system. So in that case, I always recommend, a little foresight, a little planning, and you will actually save money on groceries. And Costco has a bad rep of people going and spending too much money, which is true if you go in the store. But I pay a little extra for delivery, and then I order what I need. It comes, and then I don't have to think about it or worry about it. And I'm not tempted to go buy something else. Let's see, make sure I'm covering all my points here. It's my dog again. So yeah, when you have extra stress, that's good. You're also going to have heightened cortisol levels, and he's being silly. I'm sorry for the video quality today. You have extra stress, you're going to be super hungry, and you're going to grab and go. And that's going to sabotage and set you up for not success. So all these tips are here to set you up for success. Have what you need on hand, meal prep ahead of time, plan ahead with your meals, and then you won't have to do as much brain power. And I know some people, they do meal plan boxes, meal kits, and that helps them. So, but that, that gets expensive too. It's a lot more economical to be at home and to make your own food and not have it all, packaged up in a box. But you do what you got to do. And if you're super, super busy, a meal plan kit might be helpful. I used to use one called Green Chef for a while, especially during pandemic when I was getting tired of my own food. And my son mainly was. I can eat kind of the same thing every day. But he was getting kind of tired of my food. So we did Green Chef for a while, and then we stopped it once he left home to go to school, to go to college. You want to make sure you don't run out of groceries. You just want to have what you need on hand. For produce, to save money on produce, we often do CSAs, Crop Share Association, and I think that's what that stands for. And basically, you go to a local farm, local organic farm preferably, and you purchase a share, and I split our households, and it's just two of us now, splits one with my sister, and that gets us through, there's a spring and summer one, and there's a fall winter one, and the winter one went to about the end of January this year. And so when I do a veggie garden, and I mostly eat out of that, fill in here and there, and then when my veggie garden was kind of petering out and done, I did the winter crop, CSA. If you don't have a garden, that's fine. You can do a CSA. And that's actually, a little less expensive than going to the grocery store. And, and it saves time too, because you just, once every couple weeks, you go to the farm and pick up your share, as opposed to going to the grocery store and making decisions and this and that. So that actually helps us to, eat really clean and organic and save money, because groceries have gotten a lot more expensive if you haven't been living under a rock. So the CSAs, the meat delivery companies like Wild Pastures. I have no personal experience with Butcher Box, but some of my patients and clients use that one as well. And let's see, we talked about Costco already, and the veggie garden, and so that's mainly it. Those are just some quick tips on how to set yourself up for success with having food that nourishes you around and control it, keeps your blood sugar even, so that you're not having big swings, and you're not craving the sugar, and you're not reaching, for too much caffeine to just kind of keep you going when you're running on fumes, because that's when your sugar cravings are going to go way out of control. And then how do you unwind? How do a lot of Americans, or not just Americans, but how do people often unwind after a long day at work with stress? They have a glass of wine, which again spikes your sugar, spikes your cortisol, affects your liver, and then you're not going to sleep. And then this whole downward spiral thing is going to happen. So I want you to be successful. So I'm hoping that some of these tips I've given you for the past 5 days have been useful. And before I go today, I wanted to let you know that I am going to have a Beat the Bloat masterclass next Wednesday, April 10th at 12 noon Mountain Daylight Time. So if you're struggling, a lot of my people here, a lot of my community, because I'm a digestive health specialist, they have this bloating and it doesn't go away, and they've done all this treatment for SIBO or whatever, and they go treatment after treatment after treatment, and nothing really moves the bloating. So I'm going to give you some quick tips for bloating, and let you know about what I'm offering next. So, and you don't have to live in Colorado to do those things. They're for everybody. So anyway, I hope to see you next Wednesday at 12 noon Mountain Daylight Time. Okay? Anyway, have a great rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you Wednesday. And that's going to be a Zoom meeting, so you have to register. The link was up in my stories. I'm going to share it again, and you can sign up, and I can see you online on a video next week, but it's not going to be here on Instagram. Okay. Lovely having you for 5 days, and have a great few days, and I'll see you Wednesday. And sign up for my Beat the Bloat masterclass. It's free.